Welcome back to the Creator Couch. My name is Coco, and here I have one of the most amazing, talented humans I've ever met, and it's KatanaTenshi. How are you,
Hello.
Katana?
I'm doing good. How are you? Oh my
Good.
goodness. It's
I'm
been a while.
good.
I don't think we've ever had we sat down and actually just talked.
We
So
never have. We've never had a one-on-one, which is why it's really important for me to do this with people.
thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very honored to actually be a part of this. So I'm super excited.
I'm honored that you would want to even make time for it. So I appreciate
Oh,
it.
I'll make time for you. I'll
I know
make
you're
time
a
for
very
you.
busy woman.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
so would you like to introduce yourself to the audience, let them know a little bit about you? I always say that this is kind of like what you would say if you got rated.
Oh, well, that's for me, that's always typically scuffed. But yeah, sure, I'll introduce myself. I am Katana. I am the average girl next door, isekai into streaming games. That's kind of how I started, as I usually just do. Hi, thank you for stopping by, and welcome to my isekai. Because I love, honestly, I love isekai game. Just the genre of
Yeah,
anime.
yeah. I've
So
noted that. I love that because your Discord's also kind of branded like that, and I love that.
yes, yes, indeed. So I'm primarily a gotcha gamer that loves Japanese anime, specifically isekai genre, and anything to do with that. So that includes art, playing anime style games, character design, voice acting, story writing. I also love 2D animation and 3D animation, and singing and enjoying music. I love all of those things, and I'm happy to share those things with others. So.
And where platforms do you stream on, and when can we find you on them?
Oh, yes. For the moment, I stream on Twitch. I do have some content on YouTube. I don't really have the YouTube channel fleshed out quite yet, though.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But it's
and
there,
then
so
I
go
mainly,
follow.
yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. For the moment, I mainly create content based on Hoyoverse games such as Genshin, HSR. I don't really play ZZZ, but I do kind of dabble in it. I have Evelyn now,
Mm-hmm.
so I might jump back into it. That.
Yeah, it's a good
And
one.
then I know, and then Wuthering Waves game content. So yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna try to do some more art streams as well. So,
What inspired you to start streaming?
I think my main inspiration is gonna be, do you know Amelie and Minsleaf? Like
Yes, I
both of those
do.
creators? Oh my God. So when I saw Amelie start streaming as like Monarch,
Mm-hmm.
I was captivated, of course, by her YouTube videos, but
Yeah.
then her amazing voice, and then Min Sleeve for her storytelling ability.
Yeah, I
I
love her.
love her. I love it, love it. There's also the Jonathan. I don't know if you know of that creator.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen some of
He's
his videos.
he's so funny. Like, oh my God, he's I loved his content. And then when I started playing Genshin, I saw their content all over YouTube, and then I saw that they also had the Twitch streams, and I was like, what is Twitch? What
Mm-hmm.
is live streaming? And then one thing led to another, and I kind of YOLO'd it at that point.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to try it out and see if it was a good fit. And is that's always the big question, right? When you're trying something new, is it a good fit?
Yeah.
So yeah.
And how long ago was that? When did you start streaming?
Oh, that would have been last January? Yeah, last January. Whereas my affiliate anniversary is like April 4th too, like
Oh, it's
ish.
a
That
triple celebration then.
it'll be like a triple celebration.
Okay,
Yes.
beautiful. We can't let that out of the mix. Do
Okay.
you remember, since it's already been a year ago, do you remember what your first
Mhm.
streams were like back then?
I do. So I do have a video archive. I have like an 8 terabyte video archive of all of
Okay.
my streams right now. And so I remember like my first stream, I think it was like January 7th or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I looked back on it recently and I was like, this is so scuffed.
Oh
Like
my
there was
God.
scuffed audio.
That's
I
awesome
didn't have
though.
a model yet. I was always talking to myself because I didn't have any chatters yet. And I was like super shy. Like you could tell, like
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, let's do this and let's do this. So super shy. And people don't believe me when I tell them, like, I'm shy until you get to know me. And
Yeah.
then, but it's true. It's true.
Were you streaming the same games back then too? Like, is that what you started streaming? Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started on Genshin. Yeah. So it's super funny to look at The fact that I had the scuffed audio, I didn't have the model. I was always talking to myself because I didn't really have any chatters and I sounded super shy. Uh, People don't believe me when I say I'm shy until you get to know me, but it's true. Like I
Yeah.
just until I get comfortable, I'm really quiet and I'm shy and I'm awkward, but I mean I'm still awkward sometimes. But once I get to know someone or something, then I'm louder and I'm typically facetious. Like I get really facetious.
Hmm.
So
Is what was one of your biggest challenges? Obviously, you just said that you like didn't have a model and you had a lot of scuff. Was that like one of the
yeah.
biggest things that you've come across in streaming was just getting all of your stuff together and branded, or what would you say is one of the biggest challenges that you had faced?
Um I think it was it wasn't necessarily because I knew starting out that there would be issues with all of that stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
I because I knew I didn't have a mic and I knew it would be difficult getting all that stuff together, but I think
Yeah.
the biggest issue was confidence.
Okay.
Because I'm shy and I didn't have a lot of friends at that time, I was second guessing everything. I'm an overthinker, so I definitely overthought everything, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do or where to take the channel. And I'm indecisive, so that doesn't help. So so the millions of questions were just like kind of running through my head all the time. Like, would people like my streams? Would they like me for me? How do I set myself apart while maintaining who I am?
Mm-hmm.
And I still go back and ask that question every once in a while, but I ended up just kind of going with the flow and just seeing where the wind took me at that point. So
That's awesome. I feel like that's the best place to end up where you're meant to be.
yeah, for sure, I agree.
Did you start streaming with any specific goal in mind? I know what motivated you to stream, but when you did start, is there any goal that you actually put in place that you're like, okay, well, now that I'm doing this, I want to achieve this?
Um, I think I it was a balance between both fun and the goal. So the initially my ultimate goal was to create my own animation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel confident just doing it by myself. So I wanted to see, like, as far as getting things together, to see if there were people out there that would kind of want to be a part of a startup kind of
Yeah.
thing, you know? I wanted to find people that who loved anime like me and be able to share that interest with them because honestly, IRL, it's still very difficult to find people who like that kind of thing without like people giving you weird looks where I am. So
Yeah.
like
I feel that.
so
I
I
feel
wanted
that.
to create that positive place where people could share this interest without judgment, make it fun, and then still, work towards my dream and chasing my dream. And part of that is creating content. And I feel like part of content creation is like production, being the executive
Mm-hmm.
producer of your channel,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So I wanted to see if I was good at it. And I don't think I'm terrible, but I know there's always room
No,
for
you're
improvement.
amazing. I love your content.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Coco. You're
Yeah, very,
amazing too.
very
My goodness.
palatable content for the genre that you're in.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
You're a breath like of fresh air compared to everything else going
Oh,
on. So continue doing you
Coco.
because you're doing great.
Thank you. I
Of
appreciate
course, of
that.
course. Um, I want to ask because things change.
Mhm.
So is there any evolution that you've had in those goals and things that you had started with compared to now?
Yeah, so I actually was able to start the entire storyboard for the animation like trailer that I'm doing. I it's kind of
Let's
stalled
go.
because of school. Thank you. It kind of stalled because of school because I'm also working full time and doing school. So school kind of took up a whole bunch of my time, but I'm
Yeah.
scaling back and readjusting.
Do you
And
care
I
to
think
share? I'm sorry
that
to interrupt, but do you care to
yeah.
share career or educational route?
Oh yeah, so I am a 911 dispatcher. I thrive in the chaos,
Oh my
honestly.
goodness. Thank you for your service because that's a crazy job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, and I love helping people. Like I
Yeah.
love helping people. So the chaos mixed with the helping people is like a perfect medley for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's of course there's calm times, but like, like I explained earlier, I am extremely fortunate to do both streaming and dispatching. And then as far as school goes, I am doing school for information technology.
Oh wow.
Um, because I always I live around computers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like I was like, let's
Everything's
learn more about
technology.
them. So yeah, so I was like, let's learn more about them. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very, very interesting, honestly. Like I didn't think I would like it at first, but I'm
Yeah.
actually kind of loving it at this point.
I love
So
that for you because
thank
it's so
you.
niche too. You That's like one of those that people don't say like, oh, they're usually like, oh, I go for teaching or nursing or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sciences or something like that. So that's really cool.
Thanks.
What did you do before you started streaming?
Oh, I was still doing the dispatching before streaming.
Okay.
Like as far as before streaming, I've been doing 911 dispatching for a little while. So,
Mm-hmm.
before that, I did various jobs in government work.
Were you in school already when you were
Yes.
streaming? How far are you into
I
school?
was already at school. So I'm only like 2 years in. I was doing 911 dispatching and school before I started streaming. So,
Okay, okay.
yep, yep, yep.
Wow, that's crazy. You're such a strong woman. That's a lot. That's a lot to take
Oh,
on.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Any experiences from that time that kind of shaped your approach when it came to all of this, or anything from the way you create content to the way that you act on stream, which not saying it's an act, but the way that you present yourself on
Yeah,
stream
of course.
and things like that?
As far as that goes, back in the day, so if we're going way back, I lacked a sense of belonging in middle school. And that's when I first got into like gaming and animation, right?
Yeah.
I was usually that quiet girl in the corner with the bangs over one eye that would quietly draw anime while listening to
Dude,
the
I feel that
lesson, right?
so hard. You are not alone, my
Like,
friend.
okay, good. Well, that didn't go over well with one teacher who thought I wasn't listening to the lesson, right?
Of course.
Um, of course, drawing helped me retain the information that I was listening to, and it
Mm-hmm.
associated that drawing with the lesson.
Yeah.
And one day during my grammar lesson, the teacher saw me drawing and said, "Put down the pencil and pay attention." And I mean, I already had beef with this teacher, so I replied, "It's not a pencil, it's a pen." Yes. It was like the first time I'd ever sassed someone in a position of authority in front of
Yes.
anybody, really. Like, and I'm sure you can guess what happened.
Yeah.
Straight to the principal's office for back talk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she didn't understand, honestly, and didn't let me explain why I needed to do that, so I got angry. Long story short, she didn't really care about what I needed, and I realized that I didn't want anyone else to ever feel that way.
Yeah.
I wanted people to know that I care. So, but wait, there's more. Unfortunately, the pendulum swung the complete opposite direction. And I began giving too much of myself constantly,
Oh God.
and which became extremely taxing on me as a
Mm-hmm.
person,
Of
right?
course. Yeah, yeah.
So fast forward to when I was in the military, I had a rough experience, and well, I'm not comfortable going into explicit detail on that.
Mm-hmm.
It made me realize that I wasn't treating myself with love or respect.
Yeah.
I was being a people pleaser, and I forgot to take care of myself a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. So that's when I kind of realized that. And I know that some people will probably think differently, but that's when I realized that no one should love me more than I do, so I should love myself and they will too.
100%.
Yeah,
I like that
and
sentiment
it was
100%.
I remember the exact day. I was sitting on my bed in my dorm room in the military dorms, and I was like, I can't believe it took me this long to
Oh
realize
my
that.
God. I mean, hey, dude, you realized it a lot younger than most do, because some don't even.
I know some people don't
Yeah.
realize that, and that's kind of why I like to remind people every once in a while, right? Um, I scaled it back to a healthy medium. I accepted my imperfections and took better care of myself. I'm still struggling with it, but that helped shape my streaming schedule, my attitude, and really my confidence level with content creation.
Yeah, I love
So,
that. So I just kind of wanted to use this moment to kind of go back and tie in the how do you feel like you balance all that with streaming, because streaming is a choice we
mhm,
make, especially when you have all these other real world jobs and obligations and priorities.
yeah.
So how do you make time for it? How do you structure all this?
I definitely schedule. Scheduling is like my like I have a like a what do you use on Windows? There's like a what do you call it? A to-do list.
Yeah.
So I have a running to-do list and I just add stuff and subtract stuff based on what needs to be prioritized. I'm a
Hmm.
very much a deadline person.
Yeah.
So if I have a deadline for something, I typically like that's like my Bible almost.
Yeah, for sure.
And so if I don't have a deadline, then it kind of falls to the wayside. And I think that's why balancing school and work was initially so difficult because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to balance everything. And then I took a break from school for a little bit and then started back up.
Hmm.
And these last 3 months, man, I was dying. I thought I
Yeah,
was going to
you
fail my
were
exams.
homework like piled all the time.
Child, yes. Yes, but that was because I was having trouble retaining the information in
Yeah.
school. The initial classes, of course, classes get harder as you go on,
Yeah.
right? So my initially it was just fine because I was like, oh, this will be fine. And then this last one, and I don't know if you know much about computer operating systems, but like Linux and network management was the the last two classes
Hmm.
that I took. And it was just like I felt like I was being kicked all the time.
Oh my god. Yeah, I
But
could tell you were going through it, but that's what I'm saying, dude. You're a strong woman because you persevered through it all and you came out and you got it.
yes, I passed my exams, thank God.
So proud of you,
And
dude.
thank
Not
you,
that
thank
anybody
you.
ever had a doubt.
Oh, but I did.
I'm sure you did, but girl, we dude, you're so smart.
Well, thank you,
Of
Coco. I
course.
appreciate that. It was rough, but for sure, balancing if you scheduling your time, blocking out your time, saying that you're going to, and the other thing is like if you don't, sometimes if you don't tell somebody that you're going to be doing something at a particular time, you're just like, oh, I won't do it, or I'll push this back, or I'll do
Yeah.
it later. So that's another important part of it is that I would tell my significant other just to make sure that I held myself accountable to actually doing it.
Yeah, like
Like
the hard lines, like you said, to actually have
yes,
that
yes,
set hard line date and when it
for
needs to be
sure.
done. Yeah.
There's so many beautiful people out there.
Dude, it is, including you. I'm so glad we met.
Oh,
Like
including
streaming is one of
you.
those things that's awesome because it brought us together. And I feel
I
like
know.
obviously, otherwise we wouldn't have known each other.
I know. Like, can you bet? Like, I don't even remember. Do you remember where? How did we meet, Coco? How did
Um,
we meet?
Guaba.
I think it was through Guava, but I don't remember if it was like a raid or if it
Well,
was
I think
just
it was
like
that collab she did with like Nesty and Goji and everybody, and I think from that we all just
w-
kind of melded together.
the Genshin. Was it the Genshin collab?
No, I think it was their Lethal Company collab.
Was it the Lethal?
Yeah, the one that Goji was late to, and he wasn't at. But he was still
That is
tagged in
amazing.
Guava's title, so I followed him
Oh,
because I didn't
right.
know.
Oh, that's right. Man, that was almost a year ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, dude, it's a year in April. Dude, that's
April
crazy.
or May? Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, feels like it happened yesterday.
It- oh my God. It
The
does
time is,
though.
dude.
It's crazy. It's been like almost a year, dude.
It feels like we've been doing this forever. What's wrong,
I
dog?
know.
It's crazy.
That is
Um,
crazy.
dude, okay, because this
Mhm.
question is actually a two-parter. With how hard is it for you to be authentic while streaming? Because I kind of want to know the evolution of that. Like we talked about, you're shy,
Yeah.
and
I'm
for some
shy.
people, streaming gives them the like confidence boost outburst type thing to be extroverted
Yeah.
when they're normally introverted. How do you
I
feel
would
like
say
the way that you've presented yourself on stream has evolved and changed from when you started to where you are now?
yeah, so I am definitely in that category. So I would say like when I am just outside of streaming, so I'm really shy, first of
Hmm.
all, and then second of all, I judge myself very, very harshly.
Yeah.
I really have high expectations of myself. I'm very reserved, it's hard to focus on my good qualities and
Mm-hmm.
what I like about myself because I'm constantly reminded of how I fall short by
Yeah.
myself and by others. Um, but when I stream, I feel alive, honestly, and I
Yeah.
feel comfortable now. It would, of course, I was shy in the beginning, right? And that's
Yeah.
part of it. But I don't have that fear of judgment because I can be myself. I'm pursuing something I enjoy and
Mm-hmm.
I've given myself permission to enjoy, you
Yeah.
know? And I know the ones who truly care about me will love and respect me for it. Um,
Absolutely.
and you know how like in psychology, like there's a true self and an ideal self.
Yeah.
Like your true self is your core values and beliefs and stuff, and then your ideal self is who you aspire to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, as far as when I stream, I there is part of me that wants to be my ideal self, and like, not to say that there isn't the true self that shines through, but
Yeah.
this is just who I want to be, and I want to be the positive person that's like spreading happiness and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I just want to be the best version of myself, you know?
Yeah. Well, what better way to become who you want to be than actually embodying those traits, even if you don't have them in the moment?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Well said, well said.
Thank you. With that actually being said, do you ever feel pressured to be entertaining rather than just being yourself?
Ooh, definitely, definitely. I can't imagine there's a streamer out there who doesn't or has not ever felt that pressure. Just because like, especially the ones who are just starting out or want to stream and create content for a living. Because when you start doing it for a living, it's like your lifeline, right?
Yeah, of course.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and at that point, it's extremely important then, especially for new streamers, to be yourself. As far as specific examples, for instance, I had and like in it, I say specific examples, right? But there's times where it's extremely important then, especially for those newer streamers, to be yourself because the truth inevitably, right, always comes out and comes to light at
Mm-hmm.
some point. So if in the future your community finds out that you're boring or that you're actually a
You're
mean
boring is crazy.
person, you're boring
That's
like
not the
me,
first thing I thought
just
you
like
were gonna
me.
say. I thought the first thing you were saying, I mean, like your community finds out you're actually not a good person, but you say boring is hilarious.
Well, you said the question was entertaining, right? So I
True.
thought
I
I
mean,
don't
you're
know if
true.
we're
Yeah, true.
boring or not a good person or that you're actually a mean person, right? They're
Yeah.
probably going to stop watching you, which only causes more stress overall for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so just be yourself, like be your ideal self, like be who you
Yeah.
want to be.
I would imagine too that kind of rolls into like, be the streamer you want to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
How does that translate into you when you're making decisions about your content and your streams and things to that nature? How do you feel like you make sure that you stay true to those things that you want to be?
Hmm. So I have this motto that I've said ever since I started streaming. It's the stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay you because you
Mm-hmm.
are important. Um, I don't. I like to have it as a reminder because I want to make sure that I'm reminding myself and I'm reminding my community that
Yeah.
we don't have to be anybody else other than ourselves. You know, we don't have to meet others' expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to do what I want to do. It's okay to like certain things. Uh, like this phrase is just it's a constant reminder.
Yeah.
And so then like when I'm selecting stuff to do, I remember that the people that love me for me are going to love what I want to explore and what I want to do and the stuff that I say even if it's dumb, like so dumb. They're going to appreciate it and the
Yeah.
fact that I'm creating content for them. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
I love that. That's a good sentiment. And that's a very good mindset to have going into it as well, because a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. What's one of the best or most memorable moments that you've had so far in streaming?
Oh, so One of the most memorable moments, I think is when I got raided twice by 2 larger streamers in the
Yeah.
same, like, 30 minutes,
Oh,
and
and 30?
there was
Oh my god.
yeah, it was, like, 250 and then another 250, and I was like,
Oh my
"What is
god.
going on?" Oh my god, and then I got, like, sweaty gamer mode, like, I don't know
So
what I'm gonna do, there's
sweaty
so many
gamer
people
mode. What were
here,
you playing?
help. I was playing Genshin.
Oh my god.
And just all of a sudden, it just dropped in, and then I almost died, like my
That's
character.
hilarious. I love that. Raids are one of the funniest things ever. That's why I always tell people, dude, raid
Yeah,
out. Raid out.
yes,
Raiding
for
is so
sure.
fun.
So I introduced myself, right?
Mhm.
I panicked, but looking back, like I was so grateful, because it was 2 of my viewers that recommended me in these other streams,
Oh
and I
yeah.
was like, "That is so sweet of
That
you
is
guys,
sweet.
holy cow." Yeah, so they recommended me to raid, and then I mean, I know in future I'm gonna be doing more of that as well,
Mhm.
because it's so nice. And when you're
Yeah.
first starting out, as far as a smaller streamer goes, like you're just trying to figure out exactly where to go and what to do and how you're gonna get viewers and yada yada.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden these people drop in and they're like, hello, and we're like, ah!
Exactly, for sure. I feel like that would also, I guess, stumble upon being the most chaotic moment as well, would it not? Unless you have a more
Yes.
chaotic moment that would topple that.
No, that was probably one of my most chaotic moments. I think I have a funny moment though, if
Yeah,
you want
yeah,
a
yeah.
funny moment. So I was pulling on a viewer's pulling for characters on Genshin.
Mhm.
I think I was pulling for Zhongli. I think it was Zhongli on
Yeah.
his last banner, right?
Okay, so
And so I was
recent.
pulling for a viewer. Yes, very, very recently. And it was viewer account pulls. We ran out of primo gems, right?
Mhm.
And the so I blackened out the screen, and then I kind of really quick, like, purchased some Genesis crystals for this person,
Oh.
and then I made it seem like, "Oh, you have some Genesis crystals, look at that, look at that,
Oh
oh
my
my
god, but they were
god."
like, "What in the world?"
They were like, "Oh, I didn't even know those were there." And everybody was dying because there were several people that knew that I had purchased some. They could hear
Yeah.
the sound. But this person who I was on for, they didn't know or they didn't realize
Oh
that
my
I was
god.
purchasing it.
That's what I'm saying. They're probably freaking out like, "What?"
They're like, no, didn't even know. They're like, "Oh, you can use those if those are mine," that kind of
Oh,
thing. I was like,
what?
"Okay, I'll just use those."
Well.
I just used those. It was pretty funny. And then like later on they found out that I had purchased them. But then this is part 2, the funny part 2, right? They were like, "What?" And then they made it seem like they were angry that I had purchased stuff on their account. So then now I'm sweaty gamer mode because I thought they were free to play and then maybe I just ruined their free to play. But it wasn't. Like he explained later that I didn't ruin their free to play,
Oh my
right?
god.
I was, like, freaking out. I mean, looking
Free
back,
to
it's
plays are
funny,
serious,
but
dude.
I know they were for serious. I was like, "Oh god, what did I do? What have I done?" But yeah, so it was really funny looking back. Just the misunderstandings on both sides.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
On the flip side of that, is there a time where your community touched your heart? When I'm sure as a streamer you've had plenty of those moments.
Yeah, so there was one time in particular where I try not to like trauma dump or show my negative emotions on stream, right? Whether it's anger or whether it's sadness, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there are some times obviously where it bleeds through, and I think my viewers picked up on that.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden all these bits and gifted subs and donations came in, and I was like, "What are you
That's so
guys
sweet.
doing? Stop it. Stop." So I call that like bullied with love.
Yeah.
And they were just so sweet and so caring, and I just like I'm trying not to tear up remembering it, right?
Yeah, of
But like
course.
it was so the fact that they were willing to help try to make me feel better, like it
Mhm.
was just like, and that's not the intent, right? That's not the intent of
Yeah, of course.
like showing that on stream. Is I'm not trying to get like gift I'm not trying to get pity subs or anything like
Yeah,
that, I
it's just
guess
the
is
gesture of
what people
strangers.
Yes, yes, and that to me is absolutely I can't express whenever somebody is just so nice and sweet and generous in that regard because it's just you can't say thank you enough. Like I think I did cry that day. Like
Yeah, it's always an overwhelming feeling no matter what it is.
yeah. Guys, stop it. I'm crying right now.
No. It's okay. And they're happy tears at least though.
Yes, yes.
What
It
motivates you
was
to
good.
keep streaming even when it's tough?
Even when it's tough, I
Hmm.
would say for sure happiness and hope. And I know that sounds freaking cheesy, right?
No, that seems
But
pretty bare bones, like the bare minimum of what you need.
yes, but hear me out. So the people that want to see me chase my dream, I want to see them happy. I don't want to let them down, and I'm always happy to see the people like when you haven't talked to somebody in ages and they come back in and they say hi, how
Hmm.
are you? How have you been? I think it was just a couple days ago or was it yesterday? It I had somebody come in who I hadn't talked to in like 6 months
Yeah.
plus, and I knew he was getting married in the next month or 2, and I was like, aren't you getting married in the next month? How the hell have you been?" You know, that kind of thing. And I was it was so good to see them and talk to them. Like, picking up right where we left off, and I think that that makes it worthwhile, just kind of wondering what is going to happen this next time and what's
Hmm.
next in store for all of us, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And to be happy and keep this happiness going and spreading and filling people's nights with joy or their mornings with joy, whenever I stream, it's so nice. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I love that. How do you deal with the not per se like keep streaming, but the moments where you're just burnt out? Say like with a certain game or like days where you have low energy and don't really want to do it but know that you need to do it. How do you deal with that?
So jokingly, Red Bull and coffee. Um, but
But also seriously.
but also seriously. I think it's like changing it up. So if I'm initially planning to do one game, I'll change it up and do a different game, or I'll
Hmm.
try something new, or I'll instead of doing a game, I'll do an art stream or try an
Yeah.
ASMR stream or stuff like that. Just thinking of different ways of making it new and interesting.
Hmm.
I think then kind of breaks up the monotony or that kind of feeling of burnout with low energy. Outside of that, I think it's sleep. Um, just whenever I'm
Yeah.
running on 4 hours of sleep, which has been a lot lately, I tend to just take a minute and be like, okay, you need to go to bed early. You need to go
Yeah, that
early today,
self-discipline.
Katana. Like, eating good food,
Hmm.
sharing good food, saying like, hey, I've tried this out today, you guys. What do you think? Did you guys ever try this before? That kind of
Yeah.
thing. Just chatting, and then eating good food, chatting in Discord. We've had a couple of times where I'm not streaming on those days or on certain days, and I'll
Mm.
just jump in the Discord voice chat. And I know there's a couple of viewers that jump in with me, and we'll just play games off stream
Yeah.
and just chilling.
It's a good way to build those bonds too whenever you aren't on stream.
Yeah, for sure.
What and because you do so much, I mean, now, and you've done a lot in your life, what do you feel like makes streaming and all of that worth it for you?
Um, for sure, the people. I I I recharge when people are happy. Like, it makes me
Yeah.
happy to see other people's happy. People's. I said people's. Let me try that again. I am happy when I see other people happy, and it kind of recharges my batteries. Um, so whenever I lose that steam, I definitely need a boost of serotonin. And it makes it all worth it when I see people enjoying stream, chatting, getting to know other people.
Hmm.
Even if they're losing all of their points in their stream elements gambling,
Yeah, that's quite a sight to see always.
just millions of points gone. They're still having fun though. Like
Yeah.
they're still laughing. We'll do raffles. We'll be like, "Oh, rip. I'm sorry you lost all your points." But
Yeah.
seeing them interacting, making new friends, meeting new people, having fun, sharing those interests, it really warms my heart, and I want to continue providing a space for that because we all need a space that we can come to and just have fun. And yeah, I like providing that space.
And you do a good job at it, so keep at it. I think you're doing
Thank
great.
you. You do a good job too.
Oh my gosh, stop. I know you're it's different being the streamer looking into your community, but I get to be a streamer in your community looking at you, so you
Thank you,
definitely create a
Coco.
safe space for your people and I love it. It's very cozy, very safe and cozy.
Thank you.
So just as we once started out as streamers, what are two key pieces of advice that you would give someone just starting out based off everything that you've come to know now?
Um, I think the first biggest piece of advice I would say is be open to try new things. If you don't like scary games like
Mm-hmm.
me, occasionally stream your reaction to a scary game
Yeah.
or something like that. Try that new RPG or make a singing redeem, so on and so forth. It's great content. It gives your viewers new stuff to look forward to,
Mm-hmm.
and you might find something you actually like along the way. As far as the second piece of advice, the follow through on your promises. If you tell your chat you're going to do something for them, do it because it
Mm-hmm.
shows them that you care about what they have to say,
Mm-hmm.
and and it maintains credibility for you as a streamer.
Yep. I've learned as long as you do it.
Yeah, as long as you do
If my chat
it.
knows I'll do it, it's
Yes,
just gonna be at some point. And so just
we'll
do it.
get to it. We'll get just do
Yeah,
it.
we'll get to it. What's something that you
Fair.
wish that you knew when you first started streaming?
When I first started streaming, I think I wish I knew more about the different platforms that were available.
Mm-hmm.
Other than YouTube and Twitch. Like YouTube and Twitch are the big ones,
Yeah.
right? But for the most part, whichever platform you use as your primary, to post on those other platforms to direct people to your primary platform.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, whether it's just a small short on YouTube directing people to your Twitch, or you do a quick post on Twitter or X, I guess, when you go live, do that. It'll give yourself some more exposure, and that extra little bit of effort helps your growth.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Is there any upcoming projects, collaborations, events, or anything that you'd like to promote? Anything that we can look forward to?
So still deciding on the time, but I think Goji and I will be doing a split fiction
Oh,
next week
fun.
game. Well, so we'll see how well we can get through it together.
That sounds fun,
'Cause
dude. I'm excited
I
for you.
wanted Thanks. I wanted to do something with Goji. Initially, I wanted to do that. What do you call that? Don't stop talking game with
Yeah.
him. Yeah, stop and or whatever it's that you blow up. But I thought like, oh, this one just came out. Let's do this one. And he said that next week was good for him, so that's one to look forward to.
Let's go. I'm
Um,
so excited for you
yeah,
guys.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun. We'll see how well this goes.
Yeah.
And then of course my triple celebration, I guess, on the
Mm-hmm.
4th of April. That'll be a 1K follower celebration on Twitch, as well as my 1 year streaming anniversary and my 1 year affiliate anniversary. And I promised to do a 12-hour stream that day with scary games. I definitely am gonna need like a couple of breaks in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure,
So
dude.
like
You're gonna take
boost.
care of yourself.
Yes, I was like, help. But along the way, we'll be doing some giveaways. If you guys are available, please stop by. It'd
Yes,
be
please
great to
do.
see everybody again. And yeah, I'll be freaking out with the scary. So,
Well, I'm definitely looking
Kuro,
forward to that.
thank you.
Of
Kuro picked
course.
the game, so just so
Of
you know.
course.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. Thank you so much for letting us spend this time together. Can you please let us know one more time where we can find you?
Of course, thanks. So I primarily stream on Twitch. Again, Sundays are my long stream, and Thursdays are my short stream. That'll probably change in April because my shifts are rotating for
Mm-hmm.
work. So I try to post my schedules at least ahead of time in Discord, and
Yes.
I usually I'm like, oh, I'm about to go live, that kind of thing. But yeah, Twitch, and then I do have the YouTube channel. It's just the same as my Twitch channel, KatanaTenshi. And yeah, please feel free to stop by. And if you like my content, please feel free to support me.
Make sure you go support Katana. All her links will be linked down below for easy access. Katana, thank you so much for spending this time
Thank
with me.
you
I
so
really
much,
appreciate
Coco.
you. No, thank you. You made time in your busy schedule to come over here and talk with me. I appreciate you.
It's a very comfy
Amazing.
couch, by the way. Very comfy. Love the cozy atmosphere.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you so
Yeah.
much.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.